Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now I've come back a bit earlier than I expected because we are in the League Cup semi-final, so we're going to be playing both legs. They're against Stoke City, and of course we've got a few transfers to talk about, the fixtures in between, so we'll jump straight into them. So we followed up our Vitesse victory against Watford. It was a 2-2 draw at home at the Stadium of Light. Rasmus Nissen Christiansen got himself sent off in the 69th minute, and that ultimately cost us, with Solomon Kalou getting the equaliser in the 90th minute. We then beat Tottenham Hotspur at home. Lincoln penalty giving us our only goal. Cesar Montes missed a penalty late on, but they didn't really create anything, so I wasn't too worried in this match. We were always fully in control. Next up was a 4-0 thrashing in the Premier League against Burnley at home at the Stadium of Light. Lincoln getting all 4 goals. Absolutely beautiful. We then went away to Brighton and won 3-1. Lincoln getting a double and Duncan Watmore getting himself a goal. Jordan Ayew scored for them in the 26th minute, which sort of put us on edge. But at half time I made some changes, went to an attacking mentality, upped the tempo a little bit and changed our passing style, and it managed to bear fruit. We were then away against Leicester City. Kieran Tierney an own goal and Demarai Gray getting the goals for them, which ultimately led to our demise. We did take the lead through Francisco Trincao. I thought we were cruising, but in the second half they came into the game, and later on I tried to make some changes to get us back into the game, but unfortunately it wasn't to be this time. We then continued our disappointing results with a 2-1 away defeat to Nottingham Forest, Championship Nottingham Forest, in the FA Cup third round. So there'll be no FA Cup semi-final for us this season, but to be honest they haven't been too good for us anyway. So that brings us to today. We've got Stoke City in the Carabao Cup semi-final leg 1. I'll play the games against Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, and I'll just bring you the results. I won't be live commenting them, but I'll be live commenting the second leg in the 27th of January. So I'll mention some transfers. This guy, Rod Turner, brought him in from Cardiff for 2.1 million. I mainly brought him in because he's got good potential and he's Welsh, so he's a British, so no work permits or anything like that. He's went out on loan at Yeovil, so hopefully he can improve in League One and come back a better player. Next up was the £8.25 million signing of Elias Lopez, a very, very good right back who will be playing right wing back for us next season, I do believe. I've sent him back out on loan to Argentina to get him the game time because we do have 2 competent right wing backs at the minute. But when he comes back, I fully expect this guy to make that position his own. £300,000 bought us Raul Araujo, another right winger who looks absolutely fantastic on paper. He's back out on loan in Portugal, so we'll see how he develops in the future. 1.3 million got us Arild Kleppier. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm sticking with. A very well-rounded central midfielder, Norwegian. He's got 16 under-21 caps already. I don't think it'll be too long before this guy gets him in the senior Norwegian squad. He is listed for loan at the minute, so hopefully somebody comes in this January transfer window, can give him games, and possibly with the view of coming into the first team squad next season. He is that good. £575,000 got us Rato, a goalkeeper from Brazil. Again, another one who's looks quite good on paper and has the potential to improve. He's listed for loan, so I'll try and get him some loan game time out, with the view within a couple of seasons maybe of moving him into the first team squad. 1.3 million got us Ousmane Gueye from France. He looks like a very well-rounded attacking midfielder. Of course, we don't play that currently in our system, but he can play centre midfield, striker and attacking midfield right, so he's always got options within the squad if he makes it there. Again, another one who's listed for loan. And the final one that we brought in was a Belgian centre-back. We signed him for 1.6 million. If you take a look at his stats, he's excellently well-rounded for a centre-half of his age. I have him loaned out back at Belgium, so hopefully he comes back a better player, with the view of maybe in a few seasons' time, once he's developed fully, getting in the first team squad. Now, I just wanted to address this. You know, I do sign a lot of under-21 players purely for the under-23 squads or to loan out, pretty much like the likes of Chelsea do in real life. You know, I hoard all these players and I filter them out through the loan system, and eventually some will make it in the first team squad, eventually some will make us profit, and eventually some will make us a loss. There's one other bit of transfer news to tell you about. Phil Foden came up on my list, available for 18.75 million. I have made the offer. He is a wonder kid, he is English, so that makes him perfect to fit into our squad, and if he did manage to come to us, he would be slotting into that centre midfield position, and I would change the roles about to suit him. The problem is Everton have also went in for him, and I didn't offer him a great contract. You know, rotation, 55 grand a week. It's not massive money, so if Everton come in and gazump us in terms of finances, we might miss out on him. Well, that's enough chit chat. Back into the game. We're going to start with Reykjavik in goal, Rios, Diaz, Montez centre-halves. Kieran Tierney's came back from his injury, so he takes the left wing-back spot. Christiansen on the right, Harley Johnson and Guendouzi in centre midfield. Trincao on the right, Moise Kean on the left, and Lincoln up top. Right, I've G'd the boys up. We're at kick-off, we're at home, we need a good performance. Highlight, Harley Johnson with a free kick, gets it through. Martin Inzies plays it back, I guess, to Martinez, who clears, but we'll get it back in centre midfield. Trincao on his right hand side. Can he beat his man? He can. He tries to play through to Lincoln, and Stoke City can clear. Sandro's up top. Big challenge from Ruben Diaz. This highlight has taken a long time. Tierney, he's dancing through their defence. He's managed to get the byline. Can he get across? And he can. Lincoln hits the bar. Oh, so close to 1-0. Highlight, free kick on this right hand side. Kieran Tierney plays it in. It's ended up out to Harley Johnson. Back out. He shoots. It's bouncing all over the place. So who knows who that hit off. But Ruben Diaz slots it out. Oh, it's offside. Highlight, Stoke having the ball in the centre with Cordona. He plays it through to Sandro. Excellent ball. Can he finish? He can. At Reykjavik with a big save. That was a let-off. Highlight now, Guendouzi's powering forward with the ball. He plays through Lincoln. Can he beat his man? He gets the shot away. Oh, that looked very, very close. Another highlight just before half-time. Francisco Trincao has the ball to Lincoln, to Johnson, to Guendouzi. Are we going to make something of this? Is there anyone making any run? There isn't at the minute. Kieran Tierney to Moise Kean. Keeping the ball well. Guendouzi plays it back to Moise Kean. Moise Kean to Guendouzi to Trincao on his right hand side. There's an overlap and run. Guendouzi finds Trincao. Back to Harley Johnson. Back to Guendouzi. We're keeping the ball nicely, but we're not finding the opening at the minute. Guendouzi. Back to Moise Kean. He's got the overlap. I can see the overlap. There's Kean. Can he play it? Can he score? 2 chances. 2 clear-cut chances, and he couldn't put it away. That's half-time. I'm disappointed not to be up in this game. We've had the chances to do it, but we've also been fortunate that they have missed theirs. Highlight now, Lincoln with a free kick. He hits the post. That looked like a very unorthodox free kick, but he got close. Highlight now. I was just thinking about making some changes, but not just yet. Guendouzi in the centre to Johnson to Trincao. I'm thinking maybe replacing the wingers to see if that could have any effect. Moise Kean now in the centre. Harley Johnson plays through Trincao and he puts it away. Good job he did, because I was just about to take him off. Francisco Trincao gets the goal. Harley Johnson with a lovely through ball. Let's take a look. So as you can see, it's actually Stone, I believe. Moise Kean. He finds Harley Johnson in the centre and he spots the run of Trincao, who keeps onside. Lovely. Finishes it off 1-0. Another highlight. 66 minute in. We're building from the back with Kieran Tierney. He switches the ball to Francisco Trincao on his right hand side. He runs inside with it to Guendouzi. Can he spot the run? Moise Kean gets challenged. DePaul has it now. Can Stoke City break? They probably can. Allen in the centre to Ramadan. To Allen. To Ndai. Back to Kadarabek on this right hand side. They're not actually making too much movement, so I'm hoping we can nick the ball here and have a counter of our own. But they managed to find the through ball to Sandro. Can Reykjavik save? He can. Big save. If he isn't over a 7.5 rating, something's wrong. So 70 minutes in, I'm going to make some changes. Now, I was going to make some changes in terms of the attacking players, but for now, I'm going to make some changes in terms of just who's lacking fitness. So we're getting the 2 wing backs off, and we're getting Matteo Guendouzi off, and hopefully we can see out this game. Another highlight. Stoke City cut out the ball. They've got DePaul on this right hand side. Sandro, who has caused us some problems today, but he hasn't been finishing very well. DePaul on this right hand side. Can he beat Pizzella? He can get it into Sandro in the box. Back to DePaul. Back in. Sinclair misses another clear cut chance. We are very fortunate to be in the position we are. 86 minutes in, there's another highlight. Giuseppe Pizzella has it on this left hand side. The ball finds its way to Trincao on this right hand side. He cuts inside. We're getting a free kick. That looks like it's going to be a second yellow card for Fabra for Stoke City, and they are down to 10 men. And this looks like it's going to be at 94 minutes. Blow the full time whistle. Martinez collects the ball from a Larola cross. We couldn't make our chances count today. We had a lot of opportunities to score, but as did they. So in matter of fact, we're probably fortunate to get away with that, with a 1-0. So I'll play the fixtures in between. I'll show you the results, and we'll meet again for the second leg of this League Cup semi-final. So first game since that Stoke City win, we get beat by Chelsea at home. It was a very tough game. I think we had enough chances to put them away, but they managed to get 3 goals. We only managed to get 2. Our league forms took a bit of a dip. And Phil Foden has decided to join us following his transfer listing at Manchester City. You'll be seeing a lot more of Phil Foden. So we'll bounce back after that Chelsea defeat to win 2-1 at home to Manchester City. Goals from Harley Johnson and Matteo Rios. Phil Foden did get on for Harley Johnson, at about the 60th minute mark, and he managed to get the assist from Matteo Rios's goal. So good early signs. Another game, another defeat. Lacazette continues to haunt me this season. Liverpool dominated this game, to be honest with you. We're aware Phil Foden did get his start, but he didn't perform particularly well. Nobody did, really. So we'll brush this under the carpet. We've got the semi-final second leg against Stoke City coming up. There's a couple of bits and bobs I've got to clear up because I forgot to show you initially. We actually sold Wabi Kazri to Brentford for 10.75 million. It could rise to about 12 or something like that, but I thought it was a good bit of business. He wasn't getting any game time whatsoever for us, so I thought best to see him off, let him continue his career elsewhere. He's done absolutely fantastic things for us since we came to the Premier League, but to get that sort of money for a player who was pushing 30, I thought was a good bit of business. And we also sold Sam Johnson to Stoke for a measly fee of like 375 grand. He was whinging, he wanted out, so I got rid of him, and I've promoted Lamine Mania, the young Gambian goalkeeper, I believe, to the first team to be our backup. So this is going to be the team who starts against Stoke City in the second leg. We're going to have Reykjavik in goal, Rios, Diaz, Montez centre-backs, Kieran Tierney and Christensen right wing-backs, Johnson and Guendouzi in the centre, Moise Kean on the left, Enzo Cabrera on the right and Lincoln up top. So we'll kick off against Stoke City. We have a very slender lead. It's only 1-0. The game against them prior was a very tough one, so hopefully we can do the business today. And this is a kick-off right from goal kick. Cabrera gets it in, but Lincoln cannot finish. Highlight now. Moise Kean has it on the left-hand side, plays it inside to Guendouzi, to Johnson. Christensen needs to win that. That was an opportunity for them to break up. Enzo Cabrera loses it. Shaqiri plays the through ball to Sandro. This is how they got us in the stadium, but Reykjavik again comes up with a big save. Oh, we've got an injury. Christensen will have to come off for Larola at right wing back. Highlight now, Sandro looks a lonely figure up front for Stoke City. They're not getting the support there. Harley Johnson picks it up centre midfield. I think that was a great challenge by Lincoln. Excellent work rate. Guendouzi's now in the centre. He plays it through to Cabrera. Oh my God, what a finish. So as we can see here, great challenge by Lincoln. Harley Johnson has the ball. He plays it through to Enzo Cabrera. Actually to Guendouzi first to Cabrera. Absolute rocket of a finish. 1-0. Another highlight here. We'll have it on the left-hand side. Some good play from Tierney, Johnson and Lincoln. Tierney on this left-hand side. Can he get a good ball in? He can to Lincoln, who flicks it on for Cabrera. Back post. That's 2-0. Second goal for Enzo Cabrera and an assist from Lincoln. As we can see here, we'll keep the ball really well. Johnson actually very fortunate to get the ball to Tierney, who gets a good ball in. Lincoln gets the flick on and Enzo Cabrera slots it away. Another highlight, it was a corner by Stoke. It's back out to Shaqiri on this right hand side to Sandro on the edge of the box. Plays it through. Oh, lovely football by Stoke City. It kills me. Oh, offside. Not lovely. Terrible. Free kick now. Harley Johnson knocks it in. It's bobbing about in the box. Ruben Diaz with the goal. No offsides? No offsides. 3-0. As you can see here, Harley Johnson gets a good ball in the box. It bobbles about between the Stoke City defenders. They cannot clear the lines. Ruben Diaz slots it away. And that's it. Half time. 3-0. Really comfortable. We're actually putting away our chances, unlike the first leg. So let's get the boys back out and see what we're going to do second half. Highlight corner. Guendouzi plays it out to Harley Johnson, who loses out to Badu Endai. Can he play the ball through to Sandro? It's actually Musonda now. He must have been substituted. Can we get the challenge? And we can. Guendouzi mops it up. Tierney plays a long ball. It's cleared by Stoke, but we get the ball back through Moise Kean. Now, who's this highlight? Whose favour is this highlight going to be in game? Just tell me. Is it going to be ours? Hopefully. No. Enzo Cabrera wins the ball. Knocked through for Lincoln. That makes it 4. Lincoln gets his goal for the day and an assist from Enzo Cabrera. As you can see here, Harley Johnson plays it to Tierney, who switches flanks. Enzo Cabrera wins it nicely, gets the ball through to Lincoln, and he puts it away. 4-0, we're through to the Carabao Cup final. Highlight here for Stoke City, corner. It clears back out to Cordona. Can he get the ball back in? He can. Back to Martins Indy. It's bouncing about in there. Are we going to break? Martins Indy actually wins the ball nicely. They start building it up. Musonda's on the ball now. Cordona. Endai. Back to Cordona. He's got Fabro overlapping. Can he get the ball in? He can. But Tierney clears. Kaderabek. Back out by Montez. This is a very long highlight. They are really showing some sustained pressure. Sandro's through, but he cannot put it away. That's the story of Stoke's game over these past 2 legs. They cannot finish the dinner. 70 minutes in, we're going to make some changes. Tierney off for Pizzella, and we'll get Diogo Verdasca on. And this looks like it's going to be it. There's 20 seconds remaining. 4-0 Sunderland. Very comfortable game, really. They never really threatened us too much. They did have a couple of chances which they should have put away, but as it turns out, Stoke City really have poor finishing skills. And that's it, we're through to the League Cup final. And looking at the other result, Chelsea won their tie against Leicester City, so we will be playing Chelsea in the final. And one of the great things about actually getting to a final and hopefully winning this competition is I promised Ruben Diaz would win silverware within 2 years, so hopefully we can do it here. It counts as silverware, right? So, we booked our place in the final, so you'll definitely see that as a live com. Looking forward to the next episode. We are, of course, going to be playing our Europa League first knockout round against Club Bruges. That's right, we're playing Club Bruges in the Europa League. And of course, I'll bring you both legs of that in the one episode. League Cup final. Let's hopefully get that monkey off our back and win our first trophy as Sunderland manager. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. And why not get yourself subscribed so you can get updated on when I upload these series. Until next time, take it easy.